Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Top 5 Niches of the Week, episode 181. I've got 5 forward-looking niches for you, okay? We're going to ignore the current bestsellers because they're all pretty much Halloween niches, which is definitely too late to be selling those. We're going to be forward-looking. I'm going to dedicate this episode to sharing my favorite types of niches to sell in the holidays. So let's get to it. Let's kick things off with an Amazon merch sales update. So in the last 7 days, I made 413 sales for $1,400 profit on the US market and about another $200, maybe a little bit more from the international markets, maybe $250. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. I'll link it in the description. On the first of every month, which we're only a few days away from, I post a full month recap of the previous month that includes my ad spend, which is about $2 to $3 a day, by the way. All right, let's look at the top 10 before we get to the top 5 hand-selected niches. Let's look at the current top 10 bestsellers. So here they are, as expected, all pretty much Halloween related, except for that a lot going on at the moment t-shirt, which I'm going to venture a guess is probably related to Taylor Swift in some way. You know what I mean? So niche number 1 of my hand-selected niches, again, we are forward-looking. These are the types of products I like to sell in holiday season, which to me is gift giving season, okay? Niche number 1 is targeting people's professions. If you think about it, at least 5 days a week, we're spending probably 8 hours a day. The fortunate ones don't have to do that, like myself. I don't have to do that anymore. But, and hopefully you guys, if your goal is to not have to work 9 to 5, hopefully that'll be you in the near future. But gifts related to people's professions. Now we're talking about an Amazon merch context here. So we're limited to the 14 products. That was Charlie in the background. I'm watching my sister's Chihuahua, so he had to, of course, chime in and say hello in the middle of the recording. But as I was saying, we're limited in Amazon merch to the 14 products that they have in their catalog that we can sell our designs on. So that means t-shirts, apparel, the phone cases, and pop sockets. Also, they just added the iPhone 15 phone cases. So go in there, update your existing bestsellers, which will it'll create the listings for the iPhone 15. Make sure you guys do that. And consider, targeting some phone cases. You can get all over print phone case designs, by the way, on Vexels, which has a team of professional designers. The designs there are not nearly as heavily used as like Creative Fabrica designs. Also, you don't have to use them as is. You can change them as you see fit. So I'll drop a link to Vexels in the description while it's on my mind. So niche number 1, target professions. We spend so much time at our professions, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, plus commuting, if not more time. So it's a big part of people's lives. A lot of people take pride in their professions. A lot of people don't. Either way, you know what I mean? It's what people do to get by. So target professions, because it's an easy gift idea. And it's going to tie into niche number 2 in just a second. Speaking of niche number 2, and this is something related to my personal experience with, I don't want to give it away. I'm going to give it away in like 2 seconds, but this is related to a big success story of mine, and it's related to niche number 1. Niche number 2 is optimize for gift giving in the office setting, and we're stepping away from Amazon merch just for one niche. We're going to do Amazon KDP. I started Amazon KDP in 2019, and I made $3,500 in my first 3 months. Of course, it helped that I started in October, so I was selling in October, November, December, the best time of year to be selling. My best sellers were in the niche, I don't know what to call it, like coworker gifts, office settings, like don't you call it like white elephant or something? I used to actually host it at my my last day job. Like I would host it every year. I don't know how that ended up happening, but whatever, it was fun. We had a nice little group of coworkers there, so it was always a good time. Coworker gifts, right? Whether you call it Christmas or whatever you call it, office holidays, you know what I'm saying? You do the anonymous gift giving. I think we call that white elephant. The KDP journals are a great qualified gift of like a low price point, because oftentimes they put a price cap on what you can spend. And you can make a bunch of funny different KDP journals and covers and whatever. Like look at the bestseller right there. Things I want to say in the meeting, but I can't. I guarantee you I've sold that book before. Now I'm not saying that's my listing. I'm just saying I've definitely sold something along those lines before. Okay. And it's a simple text only design. In the interior is probably just a simple notebook. So don't overlook KDP. Don't put too much on your own plate either. Don't like overwhelm yourself. But this was the time of year that I started KDP from scratch, not knowing what it was or how to do it. $3,500 later, and 3 months later, I was happy I did. So coworker gifts. And you can tie this back into what we just talked about with niche number 1 of professions, right? Like you can obviously have profession themed t-shirts that are not gifted to each other from a coworker to a coworker, right? Like it can be a kid to their mom who's a teacher, right? Like that would make sense too. Just as an example. But also think of like what would coworkers gift each other? Okay, that's niche number 1 and niche number 2. I think those should not be overlooked because I know from firsthand experience they are very popular. As high-level niches, obviously you do your own research, drill down into sub-niches, but every holiday season they do really well. Okay, we're stepping away from KDP now. I don't know why I had to go ahead and do a KDP niche in this episode, but I was just feeling it today. Niche number 3. Oh, before we get to niche number 3, quick plug. I have a free email mini course that is very thorough. For 20 days, I will send you a lesson. If you would like to take me up on that offer, use the link in the description to get my free mini course. It'll be delivered via email, 1 lesson a day. And check out my print on demand Facebook group, also linked down there. A great place to network with other print on demand sellers. Niche number 3, I'm talking again about holiday related niches. If anybody thought that this was going to be a bunch of Christmas niches, think again. I do not think on Amazon merch specifically, right, where I make more money than anywhere else, that you should be selling like generic Christmas shirts. Not that you can't be successful doing that, but on Amazon merch specifically, I would much rather be selling products that are like interest-based, hobby-based, passion-based. I'm going to show you a couple more in a second, but sport fan, right? As just an example, right? Like what do people do with their free time? I think of myself. I'm like, well, I love football. Like that's a huge one for me. I mean, I love passive income, obviously, but we can't talk passive income all day, right? So let's talk football. Like after this, I'm gonna be watching the football games all day. So what sports are people interested in? What other things? I know not everybody's into sports. Like what other things are people interested in? Are you a bookworm? Do you read all day? Whatever floats your boat, you know? Niche number 4 this week. How about something like anime? Anime shirts as a niche, talking interest-based niches, is one that just sells well year-round, that sees a bump during the holiday season as well. So this is one of those types of like, it's one of these evergreen niches that, I mean, all niches see an uptick obviously in the fourth quarter, but this one really does. These, if you can rank shirts in this niche, you can make like serious money year-round. Of course, it's competitive, and the designs are pretty kick-ass, so you need to come correct when it comes to designing. You can't be cutting corners and uploading crappy designs. It comes with the territory, like anime, cartoony, drawing, etc., right? You need to have good anime graphics for your anime themed shirts. And you probably need to spend a little bit of money on ads because the pie is so big that, the people who know how to run ads will step in accordingly to cater to that demand, understanding that if they can spend, $100 a month, I'm just making this number up, spend $100 a month to rank a few shirts on, organically on high value anime phrases and search terms, that they're going to see a return of $200 a month. So that's an easy investment that maybe they wouldn't have otherwise made. You see what I'm saying? You spend $1 to make 2. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that. You don't need to do that to be successful. I'm just saying that in niches like this that are super high value, you might want to go in with the expectation that you should consider setting up, manual ad campaigns on basic, search terms. All right, wrapping it up with niche number 5 this week. How about people's beliefs, their belief systems? Now, a lot of these are religion related, all right? And that's kind of where I was expecting this to go. But if you look at the number 1 bestseller, it's actually, it says Tom was right, aliens exist, with a F ** exist. So anyways, they're making it funny, I guess. Either way, people's beliefs, right? What do people like to talk about at Thanksgiving, when you're with your family, the crazy uncle, whatever, what does he come in and start ranting about? Whatever it is, like people's passions, their belief systems, their interests, their hobbies. These are the things that sell best, in my opinion, in the fourth quarter, in the gift giving aspect of fourth quarter. Because obviously the first part of the fourth quarter, Halloween. The second part, you could say, is Thanksgiving, even though I don't think of Thanksgiving nearly on the same level with regards to print on demand as like Halloween or the Christmas and gift giving aspect of Christmas. So niche number 5, just thinking about people's belief systems. All right, emerging trends. These are shirts that are significantly outperforming their average 30-day BSR. Of course, it's a lot of Halloween shirts, so we can probably just continue on and skip because these are all not really going to be helpful for us to be uploading in the present. But next year, though, they'll be doing all right. If you guys caught my video from yesterday, make sure you watch it. If you didn't, it talks about how to look at the best sellers on Etsy specifically, save that data so that we can use it next year when we're planning for Halloween 2024. These are things that the best sell, like the highest performing Etsy sellers and Etsy shops are doing. So they don't have to hit the reset button every year and start from scratch. Like this year, they already know that next year they're going to still be doing it, still killing it, still making a ton of money, hopefully more. Why not make their future selves' lives easier by basically taking a screenshot of the data that's best performing today? So catch that video. I will link it in the YouTube cards right here, and I will link it in the description. All right, looking ahead, here are some smaller trends related to calendar dates. November, and they're at least a month out. November 29th is Square Dance Day. November 30th, National Mason Jar Day. December 1st, Eat a Red Apple Day. December 2nd, National Fritters Day. December 3rd, Advent Begins. And here's the archive. These are shirts that were selling well 11 months ago. Could be indicative of shirts that are going to be selling well 11 months from now. Or sorry, 1 month from now, if you do the math. 11 months ago, 1 month from now. So here we go. We have some evergreens selling pretty well. We've got some Christmas shirts. It looks like it's post-Thanksgiving, so you don't have the Thanksgiving shirts really ranking anymore. People have kind of pivoted to Christmas theme and Christmas gifts. Notice 2 anime shirts already were selling really well. Two in the top 5. So you know the anime stuff's going to be big this year based on last year's data. Here are removed designs. These were removed in the last 2 weeks, either by the uploader or by Amazon merch. Okay, we have the Be Kind and Bullying niche with the orange shirts. Some Christmas shirts looked like they were removed. Interesting. Yeah, the Be Kind niche, you always see new submissions get through, but then you also see a lot of these get removed. So it's weird. You know what I mean? I always steer clear of that niche, the orange shirt niche, but it's one of those every year that like kind of pops up as a under the radar trend and probably sells well for, you know, maybe a week. Maybe a few days specifically, but anyways, I usually steer clear. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Quick plug for my full print-on-demand course. It walks you through how to sell on Amazon Seller Central, Etsy, Walmart, eBay, Redbubble, and the tier 3 smaller marketplaces that you can automate uploads to. I show you how to start, scale, and automate your business from scratch. No prior knowledge required, okay? And when you get up to where I'm at, right, which eventually you will, I show you how to basically automate, I'd say 95% of everything, okay? If you're not doing it and you're not where you want to be, don't be ashamed in investing in yourself to learn from somebody who's done it already, right? That can teach you from experience. And that's what I promise to do in that course. It is linked in the description if you would like to take me up on that offer. Make 2024 your best year yet. And there's still time to capitalize for Q4. Also, my private community, I do weekly live streams. I've been bringing guests in for like the last 5 weeks in a row. Every Friday, we bring a nice guest, like an authoritative figure on the subject matter, right? In typically print on demand, but always e-commerce related. And we do a Wednesday live stream. So you're getting multiple live streams a week. I even give you free Etsy listings that exceed the cost of joining for the first month. It's a true no-brainer. So I hope to see you inside if you're interested. Work directly with me, right? Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please hit that like button on your way out, subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow with a new video.